Let me piece yourself back together now. What's your vision?
Hit their timings in the early game, have a big early game gold lead, take advantage of. And look, sometimes, let's be frank, they do have some weak mid games. The early game is their playground.
Well, there's the ultimate actually out as the Stranglethorns come in as well. Bang has to flash, and that's going to be first blood going down as Depth falls immediately. It's going to be Score answering back as we've got the mid laners battling once again, but that's going to be the Petrifying Gaze, and Faker gets the 1v1 kill somehow. It's in fact going to be Bang picking up an assist with a Sentinel. There's Peanut, he's going to take some damage, jump himself over, and SK...
Just seems crazy that KT opt into the higher damage laning focused bot lane battle. Thresh was banned for sure. They could have found another engaged support apart from the Alistar and the Thresh. Instead they go into SKT's wheelhouse. What they played the most has been these double range comps, and this time they've had the coverage from the Jarvan, been good about the decision making. Here's the engage.
Yeah, Depth trying to stay alive, but he's down to about 300 health. Good knockup comes in as Peanut's going low, but Huni wants to find this AD carry. Wolf is going to get eaten, is now once again in the mid lane. Things going wrong. Pawn has to get himself underneath this turret. In the end, it's a 1-for-1 as the top laners get involved as well, and Smeb
actually able to confirm the turret. And with a Mountain Drake spawn, KT don't want to give up 2 Mountain Drakes. We've already outlined how powerful SKT are at killing the Baron without even a Mountain Drake to talk about.
Yeah, it is going to be KT actually starting this one up. Marta pulling that one out of the pit by the looks, but KT not hyper convinced that taking this dragon down is a good idea.
Top laners didn't have teleport, that's why they were able to start it, because Cho'Gath won't be here just yet.
Yeah, pinging the fact that he's not towards the top side is Peanut taking a lot of damage actually from those plants.
Weaver's Wall could cut them off here. Pawn hasn't used it yet.
Yeah, he's going to throw it out now just to break off this fight, and it's going to be 3 members. Oh my god, Bang going so far away from this
Peanut
fight.
got the Mountain Drake.
Trying to do what he can. Yeah, Peanut's going to be able to get that steal, but Depth, he takes down Peanut. Now SKT, they are closing in on the tanks of KT already. A delicious tree was devoured by Huni, and Score looking to try and flash his way out, but the Ren should be enough to do it if he can make it there. I thought that that was going to be a headbutt by the Rift Herald, but no, he's just going to take down the turret, and SKT, multiple objectives after KT did being able to stop the bleeding when it comes to these towers. No inners to fall down just yet. But it feels like the calm before the storm once again, much like the first few minutes in the studio, and now the Fate's Call comes in. Oh, really good chance of corruption, stops the further engage, but that's going to be Peanut finding his way around the side. Depth surviving for a long time. There's the Weaver's Wall. Eventually, he gets eaten as Wolf is the one cut off. But that Weaver's Wall could have been in a better spot because SKT all get out. KT no option to find an advantage as there's the flash. Okay, Huni not finding anyone.
Teleport had to be cancelled from Maokai because the DPS was already dead, and Pawn is not enough damage to take down other members. They turn onto the Baron, and KT rolls to can give them no quarter. This Baron will explode.
Yeah. Feel like it gets down to that 3,000 health mark. You've got a Nom from Huni, you've got the Smite. Grasping Roots, too slow as the Rend is what secures it. A lot of snares, but KT just used it to disengage, and that was the freest Baron that SKT could.
A-okay. Baron is so necessary for them because we mentioned a couple of times Varus and the Talia, about as much wave as you can ask for from 2 members, and Maokai and Zyra are no slouches either. So their ability to push without Baron buff is actually quite crippled. Got great map control, but KT finally feels strong enough to start walking up to the Baron. Not going to allow any free time because it's 3 damn Mountain Drakes and an Inferno, plus the comp from SKT.
Oh, Huni looking for the flank. Remember, this is a guy with the 2-item lead over his opponent as there's Pawn in a little bit of trouble, but does still have the Banshee's Veil. There's the engage from Peanut as Depth, all on his own. No options to get out of anywhere, but Faker is going to fall down immediately. Pawn now looking for the DPS.
Oh.
As finally SKT get themselves back into the fight. Score in trouble as the Ren gets pulled out. No resets to come in, but here are the kills for SKT. 3 already dead. Smeb and Marta running for their lives. There's a twisted advance. The knock-up, though, comes in from the Rupture, and it's all too easy. SKT, they've got the AD carry alive, and they'll break open the base right here. No Baron necessary.
Actually, a badly botched fight by Faker in particular. This kind of died in no man's land. But Huni, wait till you see the replay and see how much feast damage he put onto Pawn. Bursted him for over 1,000 true damage as far as my eye could see. And SKT, doesn't matter if they don't have Faker, they're going to win the game.
Yeah, they are. They're going to take down the Nexus turret. Second one falls, and first blood in this telecom war does go to SKT. Some would say predictably, but if you missed the most recent weeks, Most certainly not predictably here, but it is a best-of-3 series. KT now to move to the other side of the rift, and we'll see whether we're going to get to 3 once again, Papa Smithy, because I certainly hope we do.
SKT fans will say business as usual, but they... Smeb has probably been our most impressive jump player. Here's the level 2 game. Misses flag and drag, though.
Yeah, doesn't get the knock up, but there's the body slam. There's the double flashes as First Blood comes out for KT in 2 minutes. There's not going to be a heck of a lot of time to react. No flashes anywhere. And there's the knock up this time. Score's going to make his way through, but good
Needs to hit
lands.
another harpoon onto Score. He doesn't. He's dead.
Yep. That's going to be the overheat, and that's going to be another kill for Score. Peanut tries to get something back, but 1 versus 2 not going to happen. And Huni giveth, Huni take the way. Fantastic flash out of Deft on the bottom side of the map as there's the stun coming out from Wolf, but Bang's going to get the Ren stacks pulled out of him, and KT already at a 3-0 start. Can they make it 4? No, not going to happen here, but this is fantastic news to be able to land the body slam, and then these gank buddies on the top side of the map should be able to do it. There's no knock up to come in. Huni should be able to get himself out. But does get... Oh, no,
Nope.
he's dead.
It's
He's
level
just
4.
super dead.
You don't need to hit your skill shots when it's level 4 point. You really need
Is
to
this
calm
happening?
down.
Is this seriously
Yes.
happening? Okay, Ward goes in. Huni says, not again, gosh darn it. That's going to be the flag and drag. Peanut's going to arrive, but you mentioned Anemic. I feel like he should be starting to gank the cannon creeps, Papa Smithy, because they're going to be worth more.
So they don't get anything off the teleport play. Worth noting, Atlas, that if it was only top lane that was going down, it doesn't necessarily mean that much. We've criticized teams for over-ganking a Rumble in the past unless they were actually able to get something in return, because Rumble can build and put together a very cheap item. But it's the bottom lane kill encompassing the biggest bully ever.
Yeah, he's a gigantic jerk. Because now Huni's just going to get bopped again. I don't even know whether Score really cares about picking up a kill.
Good die.
There's the heroic entrance to come in. That's going to be Huni picking up a kill. It's going to reset his gold, though. But he's going to be able to flash away. It's Peanut that's going to fall, and Pawn grabs his first kill of the game. It's 1 for 1, though. And this money that Huni's able to pick up could...
On the bottom side, while KT are getting their advantage top side.
Okay, Rebel not going to be able to find Pawn just yet as Faker in trouble. Scores come in. No Justice Punch, but it doesn't matter. Peanut in trouble now as well, as Mata has the quickness, wants to find a grand entrance as he just pops over the wall, takes the ride with the Spider, and Peanut, he's in the Thunderdome. He's going to be taken down. Score grabs his 3rd of the game. Another pick. Wolf is going to be answered, and KT all over game 2.
Yeah, KTS slamming SKT. Faker was too far to the top side of the lane when they had will be there about late game damage, but not late game tankiness for sure. And when you're this far ahead in gold, even the tanks are putting out crazy damage.
Yeah, and when it's also an SKT lineup that doesn't have tanks of their own, it's going to be a front line that's unkillable against a team that tanks can kill. I mean, you're not going to have very many people that can stand up to even someone walking at you with a Thorn Mail. Apart from maybe Huni and Peanut, who don't necessarily do the auto-attack damage. But they're still not going to be able to kill these guys after they've got those magic resist items that they will inevitably pick up.
Pawn's a recipe short
Ooh.
of that Thorn Mail you mentioned at a very fast clip.
Oh, yes.
SKT are not going to be walking in to contest any dragons at this point in the game.
Nope.
That much is certain. Blade the Ruin King already complete for Deft.
Yeah, Bang has a BF sword to answer, going for probably the case. And they certainly can, but it has certainly been a question mark in the past, as now we've got another engage. I think that was Bang, but I don't actually know, because he was mostly just dead.
Yeah, it's just going for the mid lane turret. They prepped all the vision in the red side jungle earlier. Here's the Rift Herald. They'll probably want 2 turrets from this, given there's no Baron to fall back to. It's somehow only 16 minutes into the game. I'm sure Huni is thinking this is the longest 16 minutes of his life.
Yeah. He's got himself a haunting, guys, though, Papa Smithy. There's another charge. This Rift Herald is doing some work. They just run it all the way up mid, take both of the outer and the inner turrets. And KT now looking to rotate and try and grab Faker. Faker wondering what the heck he can do to get out of this circumstance. As Pawn's just going to wander in and punch the guy. Good relentless pursuit to try and get him out.
Turbo
Score,
Fatman.
yeah, he is very, very fast. Just bops him, says thanks for the kill, thanks for the setup, Pawn. As Bang has respawned. 0 champions.
That is his 6-0 Jarvan. You can just go in zone here. They don't need to overdive, and let's see if KT can be poised or whether they are looking for style points.
Cheeky extra auto attack does cost Deft half of his health bar. Maybe suboptimal, but there's the equalizer, just clear out the minion wave. Desperation here for SKTs. There's the flash. The barrel comes in as well, and there's the engagement from Mata. Huni gets cataclysmed. That's going to be the flash out from Smeb, who was tanking the turret. More kills potentially here, but Deft can't tank too much of this turret because he doesn't have the health bar.
Minion wave's not there, so KT
does close some distance, and he's just walking at the Lucian for now. Blast Cone just to do the ring around the Rosie as Faker getting
doesn't have
pinged
vision. Doesn't have vision of the Jarvan.
Okay, this is a 1v1 though, as Faker looking for a good sidestep. Heroic entrance is going to get Pawn in amongst it. And that's going to be his turn to tank up the damage of Faker. He's playing so tricksy, but you can't get away from that AoE taunt. And that's going to be, like you said, that master of the mid lane taken down by Pawn.
Just padding their stats at this point, not actually growing anything. Did not take the inner turret in bot lane, we should mention.
Peanut, he's in a lot of trouble. There's the Fate's Call. They're looking for Peanut, uses his flash, gets himself out of the way, and KT go back to half maybe, and they wouldn't be expensive ones.
Funny watching Score wanting to water brush, but not allowed to.
Yeah, that could be the pickup on D'Amato, who just uses it as an engage opportunity. Deft throws him back into the fight as Peanut tries to get out, and Faker, he's dead already. Equalizer in a decent position, but Huni should die. KT just too far ahead as the triple kill comes in for Deft. Peanut still alive. KT making movements towards the Baron.
Should be allowed to have Pawn just stay around and interrupt him. No flash from Peanut, no wards anywhere near the Baron. It should be the free Baron that KT Rolster would certainly prefer. While SKT looked for the gank brush, too far behind to actually make it work. 10,000 gold lead for KT Rolster when they kill the Baron.
Yeah, fantastic patience from Deft as well. Good point. However, it's good to know that they actually know that. It has just been one of those things that has happened, but they're easily able to break open the bottom inhibitor turret. Looks like they're doing work in the mid lane as well. Pawn and Smeb, the tanky members, just shrugging off the damage that SKT are trying to put forward. Arrow sails by majestically, and that's going to be the headbutt pulverize from Wolf. Has to flash his way out though, as this tower will inevitably also fall down.
Now, KT never take the bait. They just stay on the turret, they stay on the inhibitor. Everything up for a re-engage after the arrow wailed by, but they don't over-engage. They do. So they're pretty happy with the front line.
Yep. Well, and you're against Blade of the Ruin King and Oleandra's Torment. Why don't you just build flat resistances? Because there's the grand entrance. Faker in trouble. Deft wanting to make it a 1v1, but Pawn is going to nick that kill just at the last second.
So damn early into the game, only 25 minutes. Eternity for SKT fans, though.
Yes. You have to remember that this is a best of 3. SKT will have blue side once again. In game number 3, as Smeb's getting himself amongst it. They haven't taken down the turret just yet, as Deft does still have that Fate's Call to pull Mata out if he decides to go aggressive. And look at this, fantastic cask into the backline. There's the trigger, and there's KT ripping SKT apart. 20 kills to 2 right now, as Huni's able to get another. Huni, of course, the one camped to high heaven, but also has 100% of the kills for KT. He's looking to try and get another, but won't be able to do it, as Faker has to look on in terror as Deft just tears apart his base. The Ren stacks are in there, not going to be enough damage there, as Deft says, well, I guess I'll just win the game. And KT even out the series in a game even more decisive than game 1.
Yeah, somehow they won up SKT, who had a great game 1, but KT Rolster lock in the Galio. They lock in their comfort. SKT allows them to assemble.
Get aggressive. Good vision down, though, from Peanut, who didn't want to be taken advantage of. Okay, Score going to get himself in there. Discovers the Zac taking the blue buff. It is going to be Peanut grabbing that, but he's going to get knocked out of that elastic slingshot.
Even getting the passive here is the win for KT.
There's the bop. Oh, the flash! And it's going to be instantly answered there from Peanut. So
no flash Zac to gank, but we're going to see it.
Well, there's the flash in. Everyone getting on top. A good black shield from Mata at fantastic time, but that's the damage. That's the first blood. The teleport comes in as Pawn looks for the 3-man taunt. He'll get it, but he won't be able to get the kills. The man advantage too much for SKT.
And first blood, SKT.
Looked like it was just impossible to deal with as Score looking up towards the top side once again. Natara does get the harpoons to land, but he flashes forward looking for Smeb. May have bitten off more than he can chew though. As Smeb comes in, it's going to be Score that grabs the kill. And once again, the top lane onslaught continue out of the Zac than it would have been had it be the Elise.
In a very extended tank meta game, possible for there to be similar damages from the W, as Def's going to face check Wolf.
Yeah, and that's going to be the elastic slingshot there
He
as
might
well.
die here.
There is no flash available from Deft as he wants to get himself over the side. Yep, not going to happen. Peanut picks up another.
SKT the pressure advantage in the tunnel that other teams haven't been able to get.
Cute little ward does give up Untara's position, but Score still looking for this one. There's the headbutt. The grand entrance comes in, and it looks like Untara just may not have a choice. He might just fall down. Smeb gets his way into the fight. Pawn's tanking up the turret, and again, Score gets the kill. Oh, would this last one be enough? Nope. Just takes a drink, and it will all be okay. Actually looking for something top. Not going to get there. Untara is going to turn up once again to this top lane, but has Peanut waiting in the wings. There are pings there, I believe. That was cheeky
Turbo
little
shock
ping.
rocket.
Yeah.
He did let us know.
Okay, Peanut finds his way on top of Smab, who throws down the ultimatum just defensively to try and get out, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Peanut.
Extend the game further. They have a logical win condition in the entire split push, but that's not normally what KT are known for. It's the dogpile, it's the aggression. This is not that sort of game, especially with KT losing out early.
Yeah. Well, Peanut's just soloing this Mountain Drake. Should be able to do so quite easily, but it does mean that KT have an opportunity to make a play. Just not very many opportunities are presenting themselves at this point.
Vision tells you the story. 3 control wards in the bot side and a very slow solo of Drake for SKT. KT can't hope to fight that, but the Drakes are high value.
That one up from KT's side of the map as well. Bit of a drive-by. Peanut was able to give him. Peanut now you can see just heading back to the jungle to continue this farm, and he's ahead so far as Faker going to get stunned. There's the hero's entrance as the ultimatum means that he's trapped in here. Good flash gets himself out of the way as he was looking for that 1v1, but the equalizer not going to be enough to take down Smeb, I don't think, as Untara was looking for it. Slowed down there as there's the explosive cask, and KT turn up with all of their members towards the top side. Winds of War are there, but SKT get under the relative safety of this turret.
KT won't do any more though. It looks like Smeb will just go bot lane. They'll give up mid lane turret. Objective is picked up by SKT for it to do, and SKT focusing on one lane is what they want to do is mid lane.
Yeah, is the teleport coming in. Faker using the cleanse very early as Score doesn't have the Moby boots this time as Pawn just casually wanders into that culling.
A lot of time.
Looking for the hook shot. Doing a lot of damage here is Faker as, yeah, the time that he's wasting is a big deal. Another kill onto the mid laner of SKT is possibly a problem because look at the push from SKT on the top side.
And they use that very effectively, and KT, like many teams before them, have been baited into spending a lot of time killing Faker as SKT put together a
1 and 2 Smeb though. Trinity Force done. Tiamat also there as Score is playing body block. And actually taking a lot of damage, looking for the stun on Untara, and does find a good flash from Score. Hero's entrance comes in as Wolf looking for a good equalizer as Untara uses it to save his life as well. Smeb, doesn't find it. The kidnap comes in too early. It's just not enough. There was an interrupt as well, I believe, on the hero's entrance, so Pawn couldn't even turn up. And SKT get 2 kills in response, and Untara lives.
And I mentioned that game 3 last of Advanced Vision. That's been pretty impossible here. Is turning on to Faker again.
Yep, there's the Fate's Call. They're looking for the binding. Mata following forward. That's going to be another pick onto Faker as Wolf gets the headbutt away. But is he going to get collapsed on? Pawn making his way in. Bang doing a fair bit of damage. But does now have the Goon Squad to protect the little Tristana.
Starting Baron here would be a huge risk though for KT. They definitely want to be peeling away. Smeb's in a control ward. Doesn't spot Bang. Wants to turn on to him if anyone.
Yeah, they know that Bang is towards the bottom side as, yeah, this Baron has been started off. They have a man advantage, but health advantage is here for SKT as Smeb has been turned on by Peanut. Finds the ultimatum onto the Zac as the binding goes wide. He does have the flash to get himself out of the way. There's the kidnap though! And that is going to be Smeb just destroyed. Heroic entrance does come in and Peanut is still alive. Def doing so much damage. Equalizer set up but not doing what it necessarily could in that position.
Controlled play of trying to extend the game. Now if they had done this around bot lane out of turret, when they overextended and gave up a 2 for 0, it might have been different as, okay, knockout party.
Yep, that's going to be a lot of shielding coming in onto Faker, though. He's actually dancing around. Smeb taking too much damage. The culling comes in after the perfect pinpoint flash from Faker. Keeps himself alive, and now SKT. Oh, he's dodging out of the way of score as well. Peanut finds his way forward. Deft can't get on top of him. Everyone wants to kill the mid laner, but that's going to be that, and the kills are coming through left, right, and center. Faker exits the party. The rest of the team will pick up the ace against KT Rolster.
KT Rolster's regular season hopes are starting to dwindle. The flame is extinguishing. Faker lives through all of that, even with the flashes, and Score going hard at the paint to take him down. They're going to push through mid lane. They may even try to end the game here, Atlas.
Yeah, Ontara's already teleported towards the bottom side of the map where they do have super creeps crashing on this Nexus. Faker already back up to full health with the lifesteal that he has with that Blade of the Ruined King. They're going to ignore the mid lane inhibitor. There are Nexus turrets to kill Papa Smithy, and SKT have silenced the haters. 2-1 against KT Rolster and remain undefeated in Telecom Wars for 2017.
SK Telecom.